Hey everyone, Fatty from Packet Punch Traders here. Gonna go over a few of my trades today. Not that great of a day for me, but still not bad at all. I don't regret any of the trades I took, really. They all were following a plan, a pattern. I would take them again. They just didn't work out this time. So we got LIXT with a multi-day bounce. It literally moved a penny past the day high and then got stuffed. So good thing we went with a starter on this one. Just 600 shares. Took 10-cent loss there. What are you going to do? Failed to really reverse. Could have been more patient, but still went in with a small size starter and was willing to add if it set up properly, but it didn't. And I stuck to my stop loss and cut it when it reached that and didn't get emotional and tried to see how it if it could come back or not. So good execution there, even though it was a loss. And that's the same deal with BBBY. This one's kind of annoying because it gave a bit of a perk. Just got stuffed at 3. Added a bit on this one. This one was my bigger loss because it looked like it made a higher low and was setting up for a possible push higher. And it just got stuffed. So rather unfortunate, but it is what it is. It doesn't work every single time. Sometimes it takes a little longer to set up. And in this case, that does look like the case, as it came down, pushed to a new low from yesterday, but 14 cents, and it held and came right back. And we're now in the mid twos. So I like how this is setting up so far. I like it for a possible play tomorrow. This is going to be a top play to watch for the multi-day bounce. It didn't work out this time, but that doesn't mean it can't work tomorrow. So we'll be looking for that similar setup. High a day after it fails to break down after some consolidation, and add into it as it proves itself, and look to take 10-15%, maybe 20. Yeah, so that was BBBY. Don't regret that, even though it was a bit bigger size compared to the other two trades, which I didn't have that much size in. Mark here. Breakout over 237. We go on the daily chart. It is over red candle. I did trade this on my phone, so I did see that one late, but was looking pretty good. Had a bit of volume coming through here on this spike. Solid push from 240 to 270s. That's a nice quick little snipe someone could take. And I missed it. Saw it pretty late, so I decided let's look for the confirmation. And it was looking decent at first. Held VWAP, held 2.5, the breakout level. A little bit push lower than the high a day hold here, but still within that zone. And when it made a higher low here, decided to add a little bit. Got a new high, but no follow through. Volume was a bit weaker on the push, and selling came through. So recognize this one a bit late. So this one probably was, if anything, the one I would rather take back. But it was only a $60 loss on this one as well. Just managed to keep my size pretty tight. So in total, 234 down on the day. Not too bad. Over 3 trades, that's not bad at all. I can make that back in 1 trade. So that's what we look to do. I am happy with how I managed my risk today, and that is a crucial part of your trading journey, as we're all just trying to keep our profits, our gains bigger than our losses, and that's the recipe. Just wait for it to prove itself, to really put in some size, and make sure you cut your losses. You don't have to be quick with cutting it, but put your stop at a key price where if that price gets broken, the momentum on the chart has shifted and no longer in your favor, and at that point, no point to stick around to see what happens. Dump it. If it sets up again, fantastic. You could re-enter. But as you can see here, once it broke VWAP, momentum definitely shifted. Volume completely died off. Used the VWAP as resistance, and from there had an aggressive push lower and went red on the day. So those are my 3 trades. There were a couple of wild movers today. HPCO, absolutely insane. Moved right out the open, right out the gate after a minute, I'm pretty sure. Held for a minute and just took off right away. So never traded this, never really gave me an edge. It just took off, and from there, it was just up way too much and wouldn't want to risk it. So we have the multi-day bounce set up. We'll just let this do what it wants, and after the first red day and we get the pullbacks, the backside, we'll look for that multi-day bounce on that reversal. So that one kind of sucked that it just took off because it was on watch for a possible open price VWAP reclaim. Just happened too quickly. And then SLQT, I was too busy with the multi-day bounces. This thing here has a breakout over 1.5. Solid setup. A bit larger of a market cap and float than I would prefer, but it did prove to have some volume and it failed to break down, kept holding up. As you can see, it was a little choppy, but still offered a nice push. So getting it as it confirms the breakout, I know it burst right away, but this higher low holding VWAP, failing to really break down, not being a fake out. That's what it's really proving here with this consolidation and hold. So it doesn't have to come back right to the breakout level in order to be a confirmation. It can be just a little bit above, just showing strength, making higher lows. And this was a pretty nice push, but it was missed. So it is what it is. Let's go over top plays for tomorrow. We got AVRO, one of the main watches. Kind of annoyed that this started pushing after hours up decently, nearly 20%. But let's see how this fails to break down. So already had a nice move the other day, or that was yesterday, excuse me. Failed to break down, came back today, and I'm seeing resistance levels around 2.5. And after that, we're looking forward to test 3. So we'll see how this fails to break down. If demand can really pick up, that would be ideal. Wouldn't really want to trade it if there's no volume behind it. And so far, kind of weak volume. We'll see if it can really come back tomorrow. That will really be the key because right now it is pushing. That's fantastic. Yippee. But I would like to see tomorrow how it confirms lighter selling pressure and then start seeing strong demand come through on the rips. So AVRO, possible setup for a multi-day bounce, or excuse me, multi-day breakout. Then we got KPRX. Nice move past couple of days. Ended up getting stuffed here after I had a quick little morning push. Yeah, so failed to break down. Low float play. Just came right back, and once it confirmed previous high a day, that's when the move really started getting aggressive. So solid move from below 3.5 to about 8.5. We'll be looking for this to set up for a multi-day bounce. We got a red day, not too significant. It's trying to push lower. We'll see how it sets up tomorrow. But now that it's had a red day, something to keep an eye on for a reversal. And then now we got some familiar plays. SECO, possible multi-day bounce. Incredible push lower. But if we go on the daily chart here, volume isn't really matching it. So I'm thinking this is due for a bounce. There isn't much selling pressure. Sellers are really nowhere to be found. Not even 500,000 shares traded on the day. So now that it's approaching 2.5, key area psychologically, if it has a hard time pushing lower and it starts breaking to new highs, ideally with some volume behind it. That will be a complete momentum shift and could trigger the reversal. So SECO, multi-day bounce. And then my losers on the day, BBBY and LIXT. Still looking for the bounce plays. Didn't set up for today, but still on watch. So as it pushed lower, downtrend is still, intact. Not ready to completely squeeze now. So like I said, we'll be looking for that high day break. So this morning was a great setup. It just didn't have enough demand to really start squeezing through. And hopefully we get that tomorrow. Right now, solid bottom. Mentioned how it broke down a bit, but not that much past the key area and to new lows. So you got some fading volume. Still some strong volume, but continues to fade. We'll see how it holds up around a key area. Looking for that reversal. And same thing with LIXT. Was a dud today, but here we are pushing lower on even lighter volume. Momentum's definitely fading for the seller side and coming to a whole dollar, half dollar area, $1. It's going to be key psychologically. So if it can't really break down past one convincingly, I think we start curling back and we get some profit takers and dip buyers come back and we get the nice bounce. And it is a low float play, so that's also encouraging to see. Won't need a whole ton of volume to really get the move on. So those are the top plays for tomorrow. I hope everyone had a great day, stayed safe, made some money.